Well, hello there. I'm Alfred the B12. Today I'm going to tell you two stories for Halloween. Bob was meant to tell these stories, but since he was sick, I'm going to take his place. So let's get started. Many years ago, on Soto, there was an old house where there was a woman who she loves the animals. A lot so she was very kind and cheerful until one rainy night she had a terrible accident that caused her death. The house was left alone, the windows and walls, roofs and doors began to lose their paint jobs. But one rainy night, a teenager, along with his cat, were heading back home, so they decided to use the deceased woman's house as a shelter because of the rain. Now the story that I'm going to tell you is very scary. You have been warned. It was a cool autumn evening on the island of Solo. The sun was just beginning to set. The engines were finished their work and returning to their sheds, and a thick fog began to roll in. James had just finished his last train, and he was heading down the main line for home. His driver and fireman could hardly see a thing through the fog. As such, they didn't immediately notice that the points were directed to an old unused line.
Oh bother. What silly things points are. I don't even recognize this line.
Calm down, James. We'll go back and set it right.
Well, good. Honestly, Benday, why doesn't the fact controller just get rid of these discuss?
Is everything okay, James?
James, what's the matter? Are you okay? What happened?
What sick weirdo would scrap an engine like that?
No idea.
I don't want to find out. Get me out of here!
If I didn't know any better, which is quite rare, I'd say poor little James and Benday, they seen a ghost.
What is it? Has Gator come back to scare you again?
Well, we did see something. I saw a scrap engine.
That's it. I understand it is rather distressing to see those poor souls, but you've seen them plenty of times, James, and have never looked this shut about it.
But this one is different.
That scrap engine was cut in half, clean without a fault, and its other half was missing.
You two must be seen a bit enough. The half engine.
I don't need your teasing tonight, Thomas.
Hez not teasing James. I think this half-engine thing has to be making sense with that scrap engine that you found.
Go on then, Thomas. Tell us.
A long time ago, before the Northwestern Railway was established company, there was an engine who was brought in to help to build the railway, along with myself and other engines. However, this engine was different. Something went wrong during his construction in Brighton Works. She only had half of her face, the other half being her smoke box door herself. We could barely understand what she was trying to say. Maintenance on her was a nightmare to watch and listen. And all for this, she was in excruciating pain. Her cries and wails for the pain to go away was so horrid that me and the other engines could hardly stomach it. But the nastiest of us, and even some of the crews, thought it was a great joke. This war boiled inside of her. And one day, she changed for the worst. Her behavior became more violent, and she berated even the ones who felt out pity for her, snarling and growling in anger. To make things worse, she would always brutal out of the sheds and down heavily to our faucet line. And when she returned, she would do nothing but how we and the railway will perish in a global viral identifiable speech. Some of us, myself included, began to believe that she became possessed by all pain and suffering, seeking anyone to be rid of their deformity. Eventually, the fat controller of that tie had enough, and he ordered an engine to take her away to be colored for scrap. At the same time, me and another engine were heading back home from work. As we made our way down the line, we see a smoke coming from the same direction into the scrapyard. The sounds of the fire engines. We watched to see what happened. And and it's a sight our truly will never forget. No one saw her again, but some others say that when you go to the forest, you'll hear some screaming in pain from someone.
Pah! You all truly believe in cheeky little Thomas's story?
Gordon, he's serious. The half engine could be to all real.
Of course it is. Just like every other tall tale you've told.
He'd be frightened if he really saw the half engine.
All the engines followed suit, but they found it hard to sleep that night, in fear that the half engine was around. The next night, Gordon was making his way home, with some empty coaches after his last train of the day. Once again, the fog rolled in, and it was thicker than the night before. But Gordon continued on, and although he didn't believe in the half engine, Thomas's story still ran through his mind.
Thomas and Agustin has always been cheeky little tricksters. There's no such thing as a half engine.
Just then, they saw a wreck signal. Gordon slowly came to a stop, and he was very confused. That's strange. No train should be passing by at this time. He and the guard and the fireman decided to walk up to the next signal box to see if everything was alright. As time passed, Gordon felt more and more uneasy. The fog, the tall letters, the streets, and Thomas's story all clashes together in his mind.
Who's that?
Gordon, are you alright? What happened?
Half engine! Thomas was right!
We better check the... Oh my god. What happened?
Oh my god.
Now, how did this happen? Gordon, can you tell us? What is about a half engine?
Nothing. It was nothing. Really.
His crew respectfully leave it all that. All the crew simply pulled out of faulty instructions. But Gordon knew what exactly happened. He remained silent as he was uncoupled from his coaches and brought home, unsure how to tell anyone what he had witnessed. He felt sorry for teasing James. He felt sorry for not believing Thomas, and most importantly, he felt sorry for or denying the existence of the half engine. Who are you and why you look like Sonic?
Nothing much. Just passing by here.
Yeah, but I see you're very interesting.
Think?
Yeah,
Why, yes, and thank you.
maybe we can do something like team up and making a plan for the invasion in Los Angeles. I have some things planning.
So interesting.